Hello, students. Today I am going to explain a very important poem, My Mother at 66, written by Kamala Das. Let me first give you a brief introduction of Kamala Das. She was born on 31st March 1934 in Malabar, Kerala, and died on 31st of May 2009 in Pune, Maharashtra. Her pen name was Madhavi Kuti. By occupation, she was poet, novelist, short story writer, and she was Indian, and her notable works were Antikatha, My Story, Alphabet of Lust, Padmavati the Harlot, The Descendants. Padma, she wrote on diverse topics, including women's issues, child care, politics, among others. And her first book of poetry was Summer in Calcutta. And at the age of 42, she published a daring autobiography, My Story. It was originally written in Malayalam, titled Antikatha, and later she translated it into English. And another poem, I mean to say autobiographical poem, An Introduction. In it, Kamala Das, she presents her feelings and thoughts in a very bold manner. She realizes her identity and understands that it's the need of every woman to raise a voice in this male dominated society. And her favorite poem is Composition. Kamala Das, she embraced Islam in 1999 and since then was Suraya, but later she reverted again. Okay, this was a brief introduction of Kamala Das. Now let's try to read out this poem line by line, and after that I will try to explain it to you. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport's security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her van, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile and smile and smile. Let me first explain you the first four lines of this poem. In the first four lines, actually, the poet she is on her way to Cochin airport with her old mother sitting beside her, and she looks at closely and presents before us her image. She compares doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. She compares her mother with a corpse. As she looks her mother's pale face, she looks her mother's pale face, and that face, it was light, it was having a very light color. And what happened to, she is struck with the horror and pain of losing her. The mother with the dozing face and open mouth is compared to a corpse. Here, the poet actually shows the typical love and affection which is present in a mother daughter relationship. Let's come to the next few lines. That she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked at a young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. In these lines, the poet is actually, she is pained, but she immediately she shifts her attention outside the car, looked, but soon put that thought and looked out at young trees. She looks outside the car in order to drive out the negative feelings. She changes her sad mood. The scene outside the window is of growing life and energy. The rapidly sprinting trees alongside the merrily playing children, it actually symbolizes life, youth, and vitality. Out of their home, but Let me explain now these few lines to you. Now in the next few lines, she is at the airport to take a flight. To take a flight, it indicates departure and separation, and she bids goodbye to her mother. But the image of old, van, and worn out mother, it strikes her again. In these lines here again a simile is used. The poet actually compares her mother with a late winter's moon. The late winter moon is actually its light is obstructed by fog and mist. Similarly, the shine of the face of the mother of the poet, it is obstructed, it is covered by the color that is that of the corpse. So she again thinks of her mother, of losing her. She is filled with horror, she is filled with pain. As a late winter's moon and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear, but all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. The poet is actually feeling the pain of separation, leaving her mother and going. Also, her childhood fear of losing her mother, she feels that earlier that was temporary, but now could be forever, as she could die of old age, and this idea is haunting the poet. Now she bids farewell to her mother and keeping her hope of seeing her again, and she says, see you soon, Amma. She hides her sorrow, and she does not want to create a painful environment for her mother. So this poet, it actually depicts the mother-daughter relationship. I think you might have understood this poem. Thank you.